All right, so this is my new to me John Deere X585. I just picked this up a couple weeks ago. It's currently early December in Western PA. I have not gotten used to cut grass yet. We're well through the grass cutting season. I put the quick hitch and the plow on. We haven't gotten any snow yet. It's just been mud season. But before winter gets here and I actually start to plow, I want to get the tires loaded up with fluid. So I've never done this before. I've had a tractor with loaded tires before, but never done it myself. We're gonna have a go at it today and see how we do here. So we're using a submersible pump. You could use a submersible pump or just a regular utility pump. I was actually going to do this with a utility pump, the kind you stick 2 hoses into, but mine died the first time I tried this. So I ended up buying a nicer pump from, well, supposed to be a nicer pump from Amazon. We'll see. And then we're going to be using a slime water adapter kit for a valve stem. I'll put that stuff in the description so you guys can have a look at it if you want. I mean, you can get the pump anywhere. And I got the tire fill kit at Tractor Supply, but I'll throw some links in there anyway. So I already have the tractor jacked up just a little bit since we're going to be letting all the air out of the tire. It's just slightly off the ground. I have the valve stem up at the 12 o'clock spot. These are 26 by 12 tires. The company RimGuard that makes the Beet Juice has a tire fill calculator that basically tells you how much fluid you can put in a certain tire size. For this size, they recommended 9 gallons. I'm going to put in 8 in the hopes that leaving a little bit more air. Hopefully they ride a little better. One of my last tractors was a Cub 129. The previous owner had it tubed and filled with fluid, and I think he overfilled it because it always rode like crap, but we'll see. So we're going to do 8 gallons of RV antifreeze. And I just picked this up, same thing. I got this at Tractor Supply. So we're going to do 8 gallons in each tire. I'm probably going to do it like 2-3 gallons at a time and then bleed some of the air out. These are only 2-ply tires. The max pressure is like 10 PSI. I don't know how much, I don't know what the pressure is going to go up to when we start forcing the air in here, when we start pumping the fluid. So we'll probably do a little bit at a time, bleed the pressure out and see how it goes. So let's set you guys down here. And then you're just going to take this is a valve core removal tool. So we're going to take the valve core out of the tire, let the air out, and then we're going to hook up the slime kit. And then once we get the garden hose hooked up to the tire, we're going to start pumping the juice in. Hopefully I don't blow the bead off the tire or anything. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to get the valve stem out, and then we'll hook it up, and then we will start the pump and see how this does. Okay, so we have the stem. It's not going to focus, but we have the stem out of the tire. Once the air bleeds out, so the slime kit is basically 2 pieces. You have this little guy here. This threads on to the valve stem. Then you have the bigger guy that attaches to the valve stem adapter, and then this end you put a garden hose on. So we'll get that hooked up, and we'll hook the hose up. Before I lose my valve stem. All right, so we're going to put the bigger adapter on. This is actually what lets you hook up the garden hose. And then once that's all together, we're just going to hook the garden hose up to it. Maybe. Hey. What up, babe? All right, so the hose is all hooked up. I think it's pretty tight. Yeah, I think it's on there pretty good. We'll see once we actually turn the thing on. So we have 2 gallons of RV antifreeze in the bucket. We have the pump hooked up and ready to go. We'll start the pump. We'll run in 2 gallons. We'll let it bleed out. And then we'll probably just do this real gradually until we get 8 gallons in each tire. And then we'll refill the tire back to, we'll fill it back up to like probably 8 PSI once we get the fluid in. So I'm gonna hook the pump up. We'll see if stuff goes flying everywhere. So it's pumping. There's nothing's leaking out yet. I think we're doing okay. And then once we get most of this 2 gallons in, I'm just gonna unhook the hose and see how much, we'll see how much air pressure's in here, just so we don't blow the tire out. We have a little drip at the valve stem adapter, I see it. Okay, so, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So we got most of 2 gallons in, and actually all the air in the tire bled back out through the pump. So I don't think we're gonna have to unhook the hose or use, this actually has a little bleed valve on it right here that I guess you can push, and that's supposed to release air pressure as well. So I guess we didn't have to though. Just killing the power to the pump, the air bled back into the bucket. So I'm gonna put 2 more gallons in and we'll just keep going. I'm actually gonna tighten this up too, because this was leaking just a little bit. Make sure we have everything together the whole way. But that works pretty good. I'll throw a rag under that. Use my cleanest rag. Catch any antifreeze that drips down here. This thing is pretty nice. It does move the fluid pretty fast. So we're gonna do 2 more gallons. Maybe we'll do 3 and 3. Then it's just 2 more fills. We'll do 3 gallons at a time after the first 2. That should get us to an even 8. And so this stuff weighs, I think a gallon of this fluid weighs about 8.5 pounds. So 8 gallons of this in this tire gives you just shy of 70 pounds of weight in each tire. I also have some wheel weights for this and a set of chains. So I don't think we're gonna need a ton of weight, and this is also a 4-wheel drive tractor. So my hope is that between, get in there. My hope is that between, just the fluid in the tires, the wheel weights, the chains, and myself, and also the 4-wheel drive, we shouldn't have any issues pushing snow this winter. And this stuff is cheap. This is like the cheapest stuff I could find in terms of fluid for tires. I know some people use washer fluid. In my case, winter washer fluid was more expensive than this stuff. And this stuff is good down to -50, which I don't think we're going to be seeing anytime soon. So I'm going to go ahead and put the pump back on. We'll pump in this 3, and then we have 3 more to do, and this tire's done. Then we're just going to fill it back up with air. So that one's done. Let's see if I can catch the air bleed now. Yeah, see. So I don't know if you want to do all of it at once, like depending on what your inflation pressure is on the tire. Like putting the fluid in will cause, you know, the pressure to go up in the tire. In this case, these are just 2-ply turf tires. So I didn't want to like blow the tire out or, you know, I don't know, pop the bead off or something. So I was doing it bit by bit. We're going to do the last 3 gallons. And then this tire will be done. I'm probably not going to record the other one just because literally the exact same thing. But we'll get the last 3 gallons in the bucket. We'll fill this up, fill it up with air, set it down, and then that'll pretty much be it. All right, so that's our last 3 gallons. Again, this is 8 gallons per tire. It should be just under 70 pounds of liquid ballast in each tire. So I'm gonna hook the pump back up. We'll run this through, put the valve core back in, air it up, and then we're done. So. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna wait for the air to bleed out. We're gonna put the valve core back in, and then we'll air the tire up. Let me get all this unhooked here. So this guy should come off. Just throw that in the bucket. I don't know if there's any fluid in there still. We'll get off the adapter piece. Valve core goes back in. We'll inflate these to like 8 PSI or so, just so we get a little bit better contact for plowing. Man, these wheels are dirty. Okay, so see if I can do this while you guys can still see it. So we'll get the valve core in, just screw it back in until it stops. Real easy. Okay, that's in. I'm gonna grab my inflator. So again, these are only 2-ply tires. Max pressure is 10. I think we're gonna even go a little less than that. We'll probably try for like 8. So I'm just gonna use my little tiny inflator. We'll get this up to 8 PSI. Currently at 5. Yeah, we went a little high. So we're at 9. We'll probably bleed a little off even. There we go. So we're at 8. I think we're gonna call that good. I'd rather have them a little underinflated so we get better, you know, tread contact during the winter. Like I said, I do have wheel weights for these as well. So it's gonna get wheel weights and chains before snow season. I think the weights are like 40 pounds each, and then the chains are like another 10. So you're basically talking 70 in liquid, another 40 from the weights, and then like 10 from the chains. So almost like 120 pounds of weight on the rear axle total, plus me in the seat. And this is 4-wheel drive, so I hope that's going to be enough. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So this one's done. You can drop it back down. That's it. So I'm not going to film the other one because it's literally the same thing. But I just thought I'd do a quick thing on how to do it. I kind of wanted to just do it since I had never actually done it before. But that's it. And like I said, I'll put this stuff in the description for the video. If you want to buy the pump does seem pretty good. But if you want to get the pump or the, fill kit from Amazon, I'll put the stuff in there if you guys want to get it. But that's pretty much it. So thanks, guys.